That's the T Street Band with Disco Lights. We've got two members of the T Street Band here in the studio with us, Tim and Nico. Welcome, guys, once again. Thanks so much for being here with us. I'm hearing what you mentioned there, that the kind of electronic sound, and where rock and roll and electronic music sort of meet. Maybe I was wondering, you've got an album out now, but before we talk about that, could you maybe talk a little bit about your songwriting process and how does that work? Tim, you're on vocals, of course.
Yeah,
right?
You see, with the first album we released, which is available online, we kind of it was like we had a collection of songs that people had written, maybe by themselves, were then taken to other band members and things were added. None of us have ever told each other what to play on the instruments. Everyone puts their own part in and plays their own part. So I might come in with an idea which is 2 chords, and then when I come out the room, everyone's given their input and it comes out as 5 people's minds, because 5 people's minds are better than one, especially with things like songwriting. So we all have an individual input into writing songs. We do it together. It's a process.
Every song seems to be very different.
Yeah.
Like Tim might have come in with an idea one time that had the full thing. One time might be someone just bringing in a bass line, a guitar riff, and then we take it together and work on it. So it's quite subjective to each track.
Yeah.
But it's always a democratic, shared working place.
I'd never come in and tell Nick what bass line to play, because he's a bass player and I'm a guitarist. So he's going to come up with better ideas than I ever will. So and Dominic, I'm not going to ever tell him what drum beat to play, or because it's stupid. We're all in this band together. It's not hired guns. We're not session players. We're a band.
Yeah.
Friends.
Right.
It's always better than the sum of the parts, more than the sum of the parts.
Yeah.
Put it all together.
Right. I mean, you guys come together in kind of an exponential
Exactly.
effect, right?
Yeah.
That's what you would hope for in any band. I'm
Always,
sure.
yeah.
I had to ask you this too: the T Street Band. What's behind the name? The first thing that came to my mind was
Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band.
Well, we just thought it was a great way to break America. Pretend.
Yeah.
I don't
There's
know.
no connection though.
No,
right?
totally
not at all.
different. I do like Bruce Springsteen. He was born the same day as my dad, which is mad. But it's just,
that's a link.
the three.
Yeah, syllables like the name. It sounds good.
Yeah.
It's easy, and we all like a cup of tea. And
Yeah.
It's an area, and it's like a street in Liverpool as well.
Right.
The band.
Right. Oh yeah, and you guys do come from
Yes,
Liverpool,
indeed,
England,
yeah.
right? So tell me a little bit about what's the music scene there?
it's massive.
Yeah.
Especially like started with the Beatles.
Yeah.
50
I was
years
gonna
ago.
say.
There's a bit massive heritage that's grew and continued to pass on to each next set of musicians as it goes. So they're passing the baton on. There's always great bands coming from Liverpool. It's not a massive city, but there's a massive amount of musical output, musicians, bands, artists. It's great.
We live on the river Mersey, which goes out to the Irish Sea, and then into Ireland. There's a lot of communities in Liverpool, and there's always guitars lying around in people's houses. You go to someone's house and there's a guitar there or a piano there, and there's like an old thing where people always said, and like throughout the 80s and that, because it went through a hard time in the 80s, they say, you'd either be a footballer or a musician, and they're your two choices. And it's obviously not, but it is a massive thing in Liverpool. There's always someone who can play a guitar in a party.
Sure. I'd love to ask you if you could compare and contrast the music scene there in Seoul, but since you've just arrived and you haven't had a chance to play yet.
I've experienced a good few bands from Korea, Jambinai, Third Stone, Patience, Monoban.
Okay.
And one we like a great deal is Dead Buttons.
Yeah.
Great young band. We're into the organic rock and roll scene.
Sure.
We're not really accustomed or familiar with K-pop.
Right.
But in terms of the indie music, we're well versed on it, and it's good. It's like a good, strong, close-knit community, which is very similar to Liverpool. Although it's a much bigger place, it's still got them good family links almost between the musicians.
And being in Hongdae this weekend, you're right there at ground zero for the Korean indie scene. So lastly, you've got there's an album in the works right now. Your second album is on the way. Anything that you want to share about the new album?
It's just a case of just writing at the moment. We were really busy for 18 months. We've been over to America, we've been to Australia, we've been around Britain. We haven't really ventured into Europe yet. So that is the plan. It's like kind of like write this album. You know, when there's more product for people to get into and listen to, then obviously we'll pick up a lot more fans. Because it is something that is grown, but it's only growing in like England, you know, Scotland, Wales, Britain. So like to come over to a place like Seoul, to have a good back catalogue there would be amazing for people to come back. So we won't just, you know, straight away.
Want to launch it further.
Right. And so this is your chance for a crack at the Korean market.
Oh, yeah, Korea in Korea.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
We've got time for one more song. This is Summer Dreaming. You want to tell us a little something about this song before we play it?
It's just a song wrote about Liverpool, really, and the thing of, like, you know, what everyone goes through kind of thing, heartache, and using, like, everything about, everyone's always dreaming of the summer, aren't they? You know, so, and as well, we've got a Twitter page at T Street Band. We've got a Facebook page, and you can watch all the videos online and purchase the album online as well.
Come and say hi to us if you liked what you hear.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. Tim and Nico from the T Street Band.
Thank you.
Cheers.
All right, we're going to play out Summer Dreaming.